Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll get the chain and then follow the way.
Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Or you are Catherine Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Thanks. You were charged with driving while intoxicated as a second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're going to reduce this to a first offender DWI education class. You need to understand that this still makes 2 DWIs that are on your record. What happens on the next one? No. Prison. A minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years in prison is what you will be facing if you ever pick up another DWI. And you don't have to be stumbling, passed out drunk for an officer to charge you with a felony offense. All you need is to get into a car, the faintest smell of alcohol, anything funky in the car, they're going to run your record, they're going to see this, and then you're going to be facing a crap load of the time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I were you, even if you've had a sip, I wouldn't get into a car.
I understand.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement today. What you were doing is you were pleading guilty to this DWI. It is a 12-month Harris County jail sentence to be probated for 15 months. You will do a repeat offender DWI education class. Two victim impact panels. You will do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. No breath test refusal, meaning that if you were pulled over in a car, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. If you don't, you're in violation. And if you violate this probation, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, sir.
You're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand? No drugs, alcohol, guardian interlock, 25 hours of community service. Was there an accident in this thing? You know, you are allowed to make mistakes in life, but when you make mistakes and you endanger other people's lives on a repeated basis, the cost is big. And this is going to cost you big now. There is now a supervisory fee that you will be required to pay. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. There is a actually it's reduced to first, right? Is it true or untrue that it's a 0.15 or above?
Yes, true.
Okay, I'm going to find that that's true. Now, there is a $4,500 surcharge that you will be required to pay. Somehow we have to get your attention that this is unacceptable. And if it doesn't get paid, 1 day in jail for every $100 that you owe. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Can I pay it over time? I'm currently not.
Of course.
Okay.
Absolutely. We will give
Only
you,
laid off.
I'll give you 2 years to pay. If you need more time than that, I'm absolutely willing to do whatever you need to do. But somehow we have to get your attention. And I'm going to tell you now also, if I find that you consume alcohol while you're on this probation, it's very possible you may be required to do inpatient treatment. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I filed a motion requesting the orders to be, the supervisory fees, mandatory fees be waived. I believe if you question Ms. Rodriguez, you'll find that she may be qualified to be indigent, Your Honor.
I normally do Joaquin on first all day, but on a second, we need to get their attention. You're bypassing a mandatory week in jail that you should normally be doing because they're reducing this to a first. So it's essentially a slap on the wrist, no jail time. We have to somehow get your attention. And usually the way that works is you got to hit them where it hurts, where it's either jail time or it's in the pocketbook. Somehow we have to get your attention. It's unacceptable. What I'm trying to do is prevent you from picking up yet another DWI because you're what, 42 years old, 35 years old? You're gonna be driving for the next 30 years. The law never forgets. And the problem is you will, because 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, time heals all wounds, but the law doesn't forget. And if you run into a situation where there's something catastrophic that happens in your life and you go, you know what, I'm just going to go out for a drink. You get pulled over. We need you to remember this for the rest of your life. Somehow we need to get that to happen. And I'm hoping that this is it. We can put on a longer payment plan if needed, Joaquin. So, you
That
know,
would be appreciated, Judge.
I mean, we can do 3 years, we can do as much as we want, but I wanted to get her attention.
Yes,
right?
sir. And I also wanted to ask the court about so now she's going on probation, can she get the scram and the?
Absolutely, but first she needs the, now I am going to suspend your license because it's a second offense. I'm going to suspend it for a year. You will need a portable device. Once you get that portable device, we will take the ankle monitor off. So she needs a guardian interlock
Yes, sir.
for
I have
the
a-
life
I
of
already
this
have.
probation.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a, where?
An interlock?
In your car?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end up suspending it now. So once you get a portable device, I'll take the thing off your ankle.
Okay, so why is the court suspending her license, Your Honor?
Because it's a DWI second.
Even though she's pleading to a first?
And it gets suspended regardless.
The ALR.
It's a DWI. She's doing a multiple DWI education class. DPS is going to suspend her license regardless.
So you want her to get the interlock, I mean, the portable, then she can get the scram
I mean,
removed?
I get you on the ALR hearing, but the way DPS works is, from my experience, when you do multiple DWI education classes, they end up suspending your license regardless. So you need to be on the lookout for that. So, you know,
Your Honor, we're filing an occupational petition here soon. We're gonna ask the court to allow her to drive. She needs to
You do it for a
get a
living,
job, Your Honor.
I'm a data analyst, but I recently got laid off in January. So I'm trying to find a job, but it's making it a little bit difficult with the ankle monitors to,
all right, I won't suspend the license then.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you very much, sir.
But before you start driving, can you run the license right now, please?
Yes, Judge.
Just to make sure.
I see as of
Before
now.
you start, like I said, because this is now going to reflect another conviction and you're going to be doing a subsequent education class, you need to be on the lookout. You need to make sure that DPS has your correct, address on file, so because they're going to send you notice, they should send you notice if they do, about the suspension.
I see it's not eligible right now.
Your Honor, I have the order that we want here. I mean, DPS, the website is notoriously late for updating but
Does it show?
The only most recent enforcement action that says canceled interlock required as of.
Okay, since she probably didn't send the $10 fee is probably what I'm thinking,
Yes, sir.
So DPS should have sent you notice that you have to pay a $10 fee to get a special license that you carry on you because of the interlock requirement. If you don't pay that $10 fee, they end up suspending your license. You're not allowed to drive, man. Your license is now currently suspended.
we'll get
So
it done, Judge.
Okay,
don't drive right now. If you drove here, you can't drive home. It's suspended.
okay,
If you drive, you're in violation of this probation as of today. So you need to call DPS to figure out what you need to do to get your license reinstated. So don't drive. So what are the total costs now? So the total cost of this is 5,010. I will give you as much time as you need to pay, like I said. But if you start drinking, you pick up a new case, I'm just going to go bonkers. I want you to know now. Don't. Hopefully this has been enough to get your attention that we mean business. Every day someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's not fair. All we're asking, just don't kill anyone. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you with agreement. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, there's no turning back. You can never undo this. Now, like I said, you do something to violate this, a warrant will issue. You will go into custody. You're facing up to a year in jail. If you ever have any issues, come back. We can talk about it. We can work through it. But the worst possible thing you can also do is just take off and abscond. That's a guaranteed warrant. Okay? All right. Good luck, man. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
You can have a seat on that first. You come talk to me.
It is on docket. She put it on for us. It's 255-4599.
Hawkins. Alex, did you get it?
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Hawkins. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On March 6th, 2025, at approximately 10:29 p.m., the officer observed a vehicle driving with expired registration as of March 2021. A traffic stop was initiated. However, the vehicle continued to travel down the feeder road until it turned and pulled onto the wrong side of a two-way road and parked facing northbound in the southbound side of the roadway. The officer made contact with the defendant, the driver and sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, droopy eyelids, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking 1.5 alcoholic beverages, and the defendant stated she was buzzed but not drunk. An inventory search of the vehicle was conducted, and the officer found a large plastic cup that was 1/4 full of alcoholic beverage that smelled of tequila in the center console cup holder. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and refused to provide a specimen. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Are you telling me that she has alcohol in the car while she's driving?
It's just get a cup of alcohol.
Ms. Hawkins, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I am now placing several conditions on your bond. If I find that you violate these conditions, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds, ma'am. You're not allowed to drive. I'm taking away your privilege to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. This is an affidavit that you're going to promise to me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, ma'am.
Judge, is that standard for driving?
She has alcohol in the car while she's driving. And so I would presume that it's elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you're driving. It scares me, and I just don't want her driving for now.
Understood. Judge.
We can approach at a later date, but I'm
I'm concerned because for her employment, she can't get to and from work, and we can't get an occupational license or something like this. It's a condition of the court. I don't think we have any opposition to putting an interlock in the vehicle so that she's not able to drink and then drive. But it just seems like no driving at all seems a bit harsh for a first offense. We don't even know what the blood is at this point.
Get it? But she has alcohol allegedly in the car while she's driving. One would presume that that's a humongous no-no, you know? And I want her to appreciate the privilege it is to drive. It's not a right. It's not a right. It's an absolute privilege.
Judge, if I may, what would be the conditions under which she's able to come back and get permission from the court? At what time frame?
I need to know that she understands and appreciates the privilege, you know, be proactive. It's not forever, Aaron, you know, but I want her to understand that it's a privilege, it's not a right, and it's something that people should take very seriously. I don't want you to talk here now in front of him. You know, you guys at a later date can come back. I'm always all ears. Like, it's not
For
absolute.
Greg's purposes, since he's going to be the one representing her, what is a later date? I mean, is there something we can do? Because, you know, if it's something that you'd like her to do while on bond to make sure that she's you know, addressing the issue? I mean,
Be creative, be proactive. I want to know that she appreciates it, and I'm all ears, you know? But it's something that I've seen more and more, you know, where there's alcohol in the car, and I would presume that you would know, especially at this age, that, you know.
well, I mean, to be fair, Judge, the allegation is that she violated the law. The presumption is that you would know not to violate the law, period. I personally don't think that the fact that there is possible alcohol in the car, I don't think it's been tested, but it just seems like no driving at all seems like a harsh penalty for someone who's never been arrested before, no criminal history. These are allegations. There's a blood draw pending. According to the DIM summary, she had 1.5 drinks. It's certainly possible her alcohol level comes back below the legal limit. And if that takes 90 days to get those lab results and come back and get this taken care of, she's not driving for 90 days.
I'm not saying that long, Aaron. I just want some kind of proactivity that I know that she appreciates, come back and, you know,
And just
Hey,
for
you know.
fixed purposes, so I can convey this debate. What's proactivity to the court?
just be creative,
Okay.
be creative. And, you know, several weeks, come back and we can talk. But it's a privilege. It's not a right. And it's something that we take very seriously. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. Every single day. And we need to ensure that it's taken seriously, you know? I'm not asking for much. And once we know that there's appreciation, then let's talk again. Like I said, it's not long, Aaron, you know, but I need to know. For now, well, because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You do not need to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and they will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't consume anything illegal or any kind of alcohol, and we'll be fine. You've got a great lawyer. Listen to them. They'll take care of you. I'll have you come up here, swear test. You're not going to drive for now. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
I
Okay.
was just appointed to her.
Good morning, Miss Morgan.
Good morning.
Did you need anything? Did you want anything?
We'll see if we can get a PR bond for Miss Morgan. I spoke with her and so she is living in Houston. She lives with her children. And
You don't show up. You never show up. I mean, you never show up.
Yeah, they gave me a bus, my bus pass and order, so I know I could, what time to be on and what court to actually go to.
We've given you 3 different PR bonds and you've never once appeared, ever. The only time we see you is when you get arrested.
Yeah, this time was my mama gonna take off and everything, so it's different this time.
Why could that happen the first?
Because,
2
yeah, because of
times.
her job, but this time she said she could take off. Instead of me catching the bus and getting lost, she could take off.
she does have a family that lives here, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Miss Morgan, but you just don't appear. You never appear. I've given you PR bond after PR bond. You know, not only that, you pick up one case, we ask you, hey, come back to court, just be good. And you pick up yet another case. And on that case, you've flaked out on us 3 times as well. So it's not just been 3 times, it's been more than 3 times where we've given you chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, and you blow us off. If I give you a PR bond now, I don't think you're going to show.
I'll show.
You promised that 4 other times.
I made it down here though, to be honest, I did.
Yeah, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just don't, we've given you like 4 different chances for you to appear and you've never done it once. You've got 2 open cases now. I don't think you're going to show. I really don't. I'm sorry, Hugh, but really.
What I'll do is I'll get like a short reset.
I'm happy to give you a bond reduction if you want a bond
could.
reduction, and your bonds, I have your bonds now set at 7503 on each of your cases because you just don't show. I'm happy to give you a very, very reduced bond, but I'm telling you, I know if we give you a PR bond, because history tells us you're just not going to show.
No, history
What
really
you
doesn't
want me
say
to
that because you don't know what's going on in my history. You just go by what you see on your information. But in reality, if you had a camera set to over time you let me go from downtown all the way up into now, you'll be apologizing. The whole court would, to be honest. I don't know if you know what I went through.
I get it. I do. We all have circumstances. I waive everybody's appearance, so they don't even have to show up to court. All I ask is for you to stay in touch with your lawyer. That's all I ask.
I have his card right now. I never had a lawyer card. I never had a lawyer. Only Mr. Bonnie.
Have you been appointed on this?
I was just appointed today, Judge. So I don't believe that she had an attorney previously or so.
Where you live in?
And 124 East Golf.
No. I don't want the address. Who with?
Huh?
Who with?
My kids. My mom have my kids right now. I have 7. And I believe my one of my kids are in court right now in Houston, but I have 7 kids.
So you're living with who? You say your mother?
With my kids.
Find out if she has a stable place to go to. See if she has a place to go to, like there's a stable home, and then maybe I'll consider it and I'll put a monitor on your ankle.
Okay.
But I'm not going to let you out just to the street. That's not going to happen. But if I know that you have a stable place to stay, like your mom or a relative, someone that's willing to take you in,
Yes.
but into the street, it's not going to happen because I know what's going to happen if I let you out to the street.
Okay.
So call, see what you can do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Hi, Counsel, come on.